Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I hope you had a fantastic holiday season. I hope you got all the presents you ever wanted. I hope you drank a lot of eggnog. And I'll tell you what, I got the best gift probably I've gotten as an adult. It's a Clark Griswold hockey jersey, the Chicago Blackhawks hockey jersey from Christmas Vacation. One of my favorite movies of all time. All right, so if you are thinking about listing your home in 2025 in North Georgia, I will tell you everything that I found after showing hundreds of houses all over North Georgia last year, and hopefully this will help you as you prepare to list your home. Hey everybody, my name is Tim Gibson and my channel is all about North Georgia real estate. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're thinking about moving to North Georgia, or if you're considering listing your home in North Georgia, please reach out. I would be more than happy to help. My contact info is right here on the screen. All right, so first of all, we're gonna talk about the area. What are buyers looking for in North Georgia, and what do they wanna be close to? What services do they need? What amenities are they looking for? One of the common themes that I've heard a lot over the course of 2024, talking to a lot of buyers from different places, is they want to get out of the rat race. They wanna get out of these tightly packed suburbs. A lot of people are coming from Florida and some other areas that are heavily populated. Another thing I wanted to mention too is what are they looking for in terms of the house and the property itself. So one of the themes that I keep hearing from buyers is that they are talking about, hey, you know, I want a little bit more space. I don't want to be crammed on top of someone, my neighbors on either side. I don't want to be able to, you know, hand a cup of sugar out the window and then hand it to my neighbor. That's how close the houses are. So sounds like people are looking for more space. They want to be, you know, relatively close to people. They want a tight community and they want to be able to interact with their neighbors. They just don't want to be right on top of them. Packed in like a sardine can, if you will. Another thing that I'm hearing a lot is that people want to be out in nature more. They want to be outside more. They want to have a little bit more property. So maybe they want a lot that's a little bit bigger, or maybe they want to be closer to nature, like they could get to hiking trails, or they can get to parks, or the river or the lake or whatever, so that they can enjoy the outdoors. People are coming from these tightly packed suburban areas, like I mentioned, and a lot of them are coming from very restrictive HOA communities. So people are looking for, you know, if they're in an HOA, if they end up in an HOA neighborhood in North Georgia, they don't want to be just micromanaged on everything they do. So, you know, we do have some HOA neighborhoods up here, but if you have one that's a little bit less restrictive, that seems to be a little bit more appealing to buyers that are coming from these very restrictive communities. Hey, look, I get it. HOAs can be good as long as you don't have neighbors that are watching you through their windows with binoculars, watching every single move you make. I mean, who wants that? Last thing I want to mention is that people want to be close to amenities. They want to be relatively close, you know, within 30 minutes or so of shopping and medical and things like that. They just don't want to be right in the middle of all of the stuff that's going on. So keep that in mind if you've got a house that is fits those criteria, or you are in one of those areas, then that could be a good thing for you. Okay, so next, what are buyers looking for in terms of the specific houses? I've noticed that a lot of buyers are wanting houses with some sort of character, some sort of cozy craftsman or like rustic architecture. People are wanting to get away from cookie cutter houses where you've got a street with, you know, 100 houses and they all look the same. It doesn't mean you have to have something super unique or just out of the box, but you know, people don't want to just, you know, have the same house as 18 neighbors on the same street. Some of these next points are going to be very, I don't know, self-explanatory, but I think it would be important to mention if you're going to list a house in 2025. Make sure that you are doing some of these things to make your house stand out. You're probably gonna laugh, but you would be surprised at the amount of houses that I've been in, especially in 2024. Like I mentioned, I've been in hundreds of houses, and the amount of houses that just smell bad. You could have an amazing house, looks great, the house is maintained, it's been painted, all that good stuff. You walk in the front door and it just smells bad. You would be surprised at how quickly a buyer is just like, you know what, we're done. We don't want to see this anymore. Along that same line of thinking, make sure your house is nice and clean and tidy. It does not have to be completely spotless and look like a model home in a new construction community or something like that. But just make sure the beds are made, make sure the clutter is put away, even if you just shove it in a closet. that should be fine. You just want to present your house in the best possible light so that when a buyer walks in, they can imagine themselves living in the house. All right, so some of the most important things that buyers want to know about every house they walk into is the age and condition of the roof, HVAC system, septic tank, and water heater. Naturally, these are all very large expenses for a buyer. If you were to buy a new house, that's expensive enough as it is. But then if you're going to a house and you're thinking, okay, well, I might have to replace the roof soon, water heater, might have to have the septic tank pumped or serviced, and the HVAC, those are all very important. So if you can maintain those, make sure they're in good shape, replace them if you're able to. If it's necessary, that will position your house far above a lot of the others in the area. I know we've all heard this term a billion times, but curb appeal actually does matter. And it's not like you have to have a $20,000 landscaping plan and have this like amazing looking botanical garden in your front yard, but just make sure your grass is cut, make sure the lawn is cleaned up, you've got mulch in the flower beds, you've got your hedges trimmed and all that stuff. That really does make a big difference. And sometimes buyers don't even consciously think about it, but they tend to like those type of houses more because it shows that the sellers care and that they're actually trying to position their house in the best possible light. Look, all I'm saying is first impressions matter. Imagine going on a blind date with someone and they just show up wearing, stained clothes and they look like they don't even care and they don't keep themselves up. Probably not gonna wanna go on a second date with that person. It's the same thing with a house. If you don't pay attention to the curb appeal, if you don't pay attention to some of the maintenance items, people are probably gonna go, you know what? I don't really care. I'm gonna go look at another house. Maybe they'll go on a date with someone else's house. We don't want that. All right, so whenever I'm listing a house in North Georgia, I want to give you a couple of things that I do, and whether you use me or someone else in the area, I would make sure that your agent is using some of these techniques to market your house. I know it sounds crazy and it seems very self-explanatory, but using professional photos matters. Hiring a good real estate photographer matters. So I know that a lot of you are on Zillow or Realtor.com scrolling around looking at houses. And I know you've come across some listings that are, maybe 500,000 or more, and you see someone who has not used professional photos. Maybe the homeowner has taken those photos themselves and they wanted to save, a few $100 or whatever. And you can see them almost instantly when you see that first picture. And then you scroll through a little more and you see, they're in the bathroom and they're peeking around the corner and you can see their reflection in the mirror and they're like putting their phone out like this and they're putting this on the listing. So the whole goal of the photos is to, position the house to make it look as good as possible so that people want to come see it. And if you don't use good photos, even if your house is awesome, it's not going to convey how great your house really is. And you might not get as many showings, you might not get any offers, and that's not a good thing if you got your house on the market. So another important piece to marketing your home for sale is using video. What you want to do is use video as sort of a companion to the listing photos. When you use listing photos, good listing photos, they definitely help people to understand sort of what the house looks like, but it doesn't really give them a feel for what the floor plan looks like and what the layout is. So using those good walkthrough videos, it'll give people a first-person view of what it's like to walk around the house. How does it feel? Where's the kitchen in relation to the front door? Where's the dining room? All that good stuff. It really gives people a much better view of what your house looks like and will entice them to come take a look at it in person. So that's just a few of the common themes that I have heard buyers talk about after showing a bunch of houses in 2024. That's not a completely exhaustive list, and there's obviously a lot more that goes into positioning your house in the best possible light when you're selling it. Hopefully this helps you as you think about listing your home in 2025. And if you need some more info or if you would like to have a conversation, please reach out. My contact info is on the screen. All right, so what did you think about the video? If you're a buyer and you are looking for a home in North Georgia, leave some comments and tell sellers what you're looking for in a house. And hopefully we can help you find a house and help our sellers sell their houses in 2025. Hope you all have an awesome year and we'll see you on the next video.